it on net. Gets his own rebound here. Suddenly again. It's a high shot. Oh, Bickle got it out of there. He couldn't do it. Open net. They got a stick on it. That would have been quite a goal for the Barons. Bickle couldn't bat the puck out of their baseball slide. Now Ripley throws it on net. Tipped in front, and it goes just wide. Here's the pressure the Barons have been looking for. It's the Cozy Sullivan Bickle unit. Cozy throws it on net. Studley gets it there for the Barons. Throws it behind. Sullivan gives chase. Sullivan behind the net. And American gets it. Skates it to safety behind his own net. They'll throw it all the way down. Studley stops the puck from going all the way in. Tries to dump it out. Bickle, nice poke check on the American. Oh, and a great shot as he was falling, and Olsen makes another save. Wow. That was some kind of work by the American, who former color commentator turned lazy fan Andrew Schweffinger could be heard yelling to move him up as a gesture of equality. No doubt a reference to the Schweffinger brothers getting moved up for displaying a similar skill set. There's 18 minutes and 30 seconds left in this game. Matt Ripley trying to encourage the troops out there. Cozy takes the draw, loses another draw. You know that Olsen's going to be getting on his teammates to start winning these faceoffs. He can't be happy with constantly facing defensive zone faceoffs that his teammates are losing and then getting shots off of. Oh, Ripley jumping ahead here. Bickle overskicks the puck, and Bickle gets to it. Oh, and he can't stop, blows a tire. Here's an opportunity for ISS. Cozy in a forecheck, wearing number 91 this evening. Ripley tries a diving poke check and misses. And that's the end of this shift. 18 minutes left in the game. We're still 1-1 here in the semifinals. For the 5-seeded Americans, it's been quite a showing for them so far. They got here by virtue of a 4-2 win over the 4-seeded Maroons and a 5-3 win over the 12-seeded Victorias in reverse order. Two close games, and it's looking like we'll have a third in our hands tonight for the Americans. The Barons aren't really used to close games. The last game was 3-0 over the Millionaires, but you never got the sense the Millionaires were about to make a run at it. Tonight, you get every opposite sense that the Barons are playing perhaps scared, perhaps timid. As noted Barons Ultra Tyler Petey texts in, the Barons look lazy and need to move their feet. He doesn't know if they're complacent, if they're tired, or if they're simply out of shape. Tyler, I tell you what, it could be a combination of all three of those things right now. Because, for whatever reason, the Barons just aren't playing the game which has led them to a perfect record now for 6 months of hockey. Now the Americans throw a shot on. Olsen gloves that one. And he'll stop it right there.
I think they're just tired. They played on Monday night. It's very unusual for this team to play twice in the same week.
Oh, and you really wonder, the final, of course, would be tomorrow night. And that would be back-to-back games, 3 and 4 days for the Barons. Granted, most of the D-League is playing a similar schedule, but really, you're going to hope the Barons can pick up their feet here. Ooh, Sanders throws a bit of a check on a female here. You know he didn't mean to do that. Nick Sanders is nothing but a gentleman. We're just happy a penalty was called on that play. Now the Americans get it back in their own end. High jump off the boards. Lehman's there with Coach's defense partner. Lehman goes D to D. Coach wasn't ready for it. Now he gets there and backhands it. Ooh, an American blows a tire trying to get that play. Now Sanders out there with Williams and Reinke once again. Oh, it's a turnover here. Americans, they're in all alone. Great work by Coach to limit the shot. He just threw his stick out, and the American could not get a stick out. They get a shot. Oh, it goes his right. Olsen. Oh, my. Corey Olsen gets a cover. Kyle Coach did some kind of work to throw his stick out, trip up the American player, who managed to shovel it weakly across the crease. It was sitting in the blue for a second or two, but Olsen recovered nicely and got the cover again for the Barons. That seems to be their only real means of any kind. Now Sanders on the forecheck. Tries to bat it down, can't do it. All the way back down, Kyle Coates for the Barons. Coates fans on the pass. Now gets one out to center. where Lehman has it in there and throws it ahead. Oh, that was a breakaway for Sanders, but the pass went just under his stick. And that'll do it for this shift. 15 minutes left. 5 shifts. Who's going to be the hero? And you wonder, if this game stays tied, reminder fans, there's no overtime. We go right to a shootout. And certainly nerves would be tested there, as it would be the first shootout for this group of players since last spring's quarterfinal, where they won in a 7-round shootout on a deciding goal by David Fear. Oh, that one was close for Joey Bala, and it's still loose.
The only player on the side that I know has had experience with this.
Who's in front? Samuels! Oh, he fans on the shot. That was a glorious opportunity to rip one for Josh Samuels. Yes, as you were saying?
The only player who's had the experience this year with shootouts would be Corey Olsen. Of course, he was a skater.
Yeah. Let's not talk about that. Now the Barons move forward here. It's Chris Wilkin. This might be the line they need. Wilkin fires a shot. Oh, down by the Americans. That shot looked to me like it would have been over the net for sure. But nevertheless, the goaltender decides to make a flashy glove, much to the delight of the fans, one of whom has brought a full American flag in support of their team. Now the Americans, it's the goal scorer now, skating in, makes a nice move, gets another one. Olsen makes a save and is plowed into here by Zach Wilson, his teammate. The Barons are going to have to shut that player down. He's getting in behind the defense. I don't know how he wasn't moved up. If you're going to move up the Schweppinger brothers, you've got to enforce the rules evenly. He's doing the same kinds of things that they were doing. Nevertheless, I digress. Oh, that one took under our column and Karam, and almost went into an open net. Olsen had no idea where it was. Thrown out in front for the Americans. Cozy after it. Can't get a stick on it. Samuels is not quite there. The Americans get a shot. Olsen into the rebound. Oh, and he fans on it. That was the Americans' goal scorer. He had an opportunity, perhaps take a touch and backhand that into an open cage. Tried to go for the awkward forehand shot, and on it completely. And Olsen got yet another cover. 13 minutes left in this one. We're still tied 1-1. Barons now lose another draw to the Americans. My goodness, they're going to really have to start winning some face-offs. It's costing them. It's costing them possessions. Now the Americans throw it in deep. A shot is not really testing Olsen as it goes well wide. 2 Americans are in all alone behind the net. No one sees them. Oh, they get in front. Wow, the Barons' defensive coverage there was absolutely awful. Now it's loose. Zach Wilson throws it out front. Samuels and Wilson both on the stick of puck, and it comes in the other way. Wilkin knocks it ahead, retreats back to play some defense. Cozy tries to glove it down, gets a glove on it, but it goes behind him. Wilkin throws it out. Now Cozy skating hard on the forecheck with Samuels as the American goal scorer takes line of net. 10 seconds left on this shift. Oh, a dangerous pass for Samuels to be able to back down and take another shot. Zach Wilson fans on it. He's got 3 seconds left, and that'll do it for this shift. We have 12 minutes left in this one. We're still tied 1-1, and the Barons are as on their heels as I've ever seen them. They're going to have to do something drastic to turn the tides here. They know who the threats are for the Americans. It's number 64 in the Blue Sox, who's out there now, and number 60 in the Red Sox. Those are the 2 players for the Americans who are primarily controlling possession through the zone, skating around the unusually immobile Barons defense, and getting wide open shots that Olsen has really done a fantastic job on. If the Barons go on to win this game, I don't think they could thank Corey Olsen enough for his efforts tonight. Olsen plays it ahead to Studley. Drops it through Colby McMillan. Makes a deke to his backhand. McMillan gets a shot, and it's a little weak. Oh, it's good set! Colby McMillan! How did that one go in? I don't know! Colby McMillan made a nice move to his backhand. A weak shot that was probably tipped down by a Barons defender, or Americans defender, excuse me, but it trickled in for the hot shot, mutton chopped, maybe mohawked sophomore Colby McMillan, who puts the Barons ahead 2-1 with 11 minutes left. Oh, but the Americans are cutting right back for this one. That's cut out as Studley makes a nice play on it. Now Bickle